Bakersfield, California. This is the Renegade Report.
Trying to do my best cheerleader impersonation. Welcome to the Renegade Report with Kenny Calvin, last of the Bowser Boys. In today's edition of the Renegade Report, yes, you heard it from here first. We have head cheer coach Heather Foss. I like to call her Heather, Don. Heather Foss. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Good to see you, sis. We haven't hung out in a while.
I know. It's been a while. We've been really busy this season, right?
Yeah.
You too.
Well, really busy. You know, I definitely don't get to do as much as I would like to do as a Renegade, but every opportunity is a dream opportunity. So enough about me. Let's talk about you and the great program of BC Cheer. How's it been from your perspective from start? I can't say finish because you're still going. From the start for you as the head of BC Cheer.
So I'm going into my fourth year coaching, but I've been a part of the program since 2010 after I had aged out from Bakersfield College. And the program has grown tremendously as far as students. It's definitely, if anybody's ever been a Renegade cheerleader before, they can tell you it's an ambassador program, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I've definitely started rebuilding the program a little bit more to show a little bit more of the athletic side, not just so much of our community service side and the face of BC necessarily. But I definitely think that since I have started my coaching career alongside legendary Becky Whitson, that the program has definitely made strides as far as showing a lot more athleticism.
Absolutely. And I agree wholeheartedly because one of the things as a football player, some of our fondest memories were the times that we had with cheerleaders and the impact that they had on us as players and how they pushed us to perform at a higher level and sometimes distracted us as they were behind us and we're looking at them instead of looking at the field. I'm sorry, coach, but you know, just the impact that you guys have. And I like to joke about that, but more than anything, the way you guys captivate the energy in the stadium and transcend that to the crowd is amazing. And I always like to see you guys show up, especially with the Rooter Bus and some of the things we do. So let's talk about some of the additional things you guys do outside of individual sports support. So allude to some of that.
My favorite thing I like to say about the cheer team is that we are party hosts. We are ambassadors, but we definitely are cheerleaders for a reason. It's our job to make sure everybody's having a good time.
Yes.
So once we put that uniform on, they go into character. And our program is basically a character building program where I'm not training these girls how to do toe touches and jumps and look at me in my skirt. That's not what the program is about.
Yes.
This is training them to go into a better world, to interview for jobs better. Community service that can go onto their resume, that can get them better internships going into our community. Public speaking. Learning how to make eye contact with people more and just giving more of yourself to our community and just to people as a whole as opposed to just giving into themselves.
I agree wholeheartedly as well because as you say that, I reflect back to the cheerleaders who were cheering when I was a player and how much they do for the community as grown individuals now. I'm thinking of Natasha Kendrick Johnson. She was one of our BC cheerleaders my freshman year, and she does so much in the community now to the aspect of I think she should be running for mayor eventually. But I think that she wouldn't have those skills without the tutelage from Miss Becky and everybody else that taught her to have this outgoing spirit and be able to go into a room full of strangers and make them happy. You know, so that's one of the things that I can reflect on from the cheerleaders that I know 20 years later. So talk about some of the young women who you've had in the past who gave you the inspiration to continue forward.
So when you become a coach, you obviously don't do it because you're a multimillionaire. You're not doing it for attention. You're not doing it for money by any means, but you do it because of the kind of students that you come across. Our cheer team does over 100 events annually, community service-wise. We just did the Go Red for Women event. We do also Community Reader Day we did in the same day. I mean, those are just two that we did just last week, and that is not anything in comparison to our entire football season when we're also attending volleyball games, et cetera.
Yes.
But I have several students even now. I just got a student internship at Kern Medical Center because she had such an array of community service that she had put in with the cheer team.
Okay.
And that face-to-face contact she made with people kind of taught her a little bit more about becoming a better person, better than herself. I don't like the idea that cheerleaders have this stereotypical stigma of, oh, I'm just a cute girl in a skirt or a boy or
Absolutely.
whatever it is, because that's not really the case. I mean, you can look at a huge list of leaders. Ronald Reagan was a cheerleader. A male cheerleader was actually the very first cheerleader that ever was. George Bush was a cheerleader. Teddy Roosevelt.
Wow.
So, I mean, you can look at different personalities that are celebrities now that ended up starting as cheerleaders, and it's only based upon the fact that they were taught early on to better serve other people before themselves first.
That's a great point. I mean, this year we had our first male NFL cheerleaders in the Super Bowl, and for years, and I know a few great guys in the community, Dante Real and a few other guys that were part of cheer and were standout guys, and you get this stereotype of that we won't even allude to the stereotypes of male cheerleaders, but it's disheartening to see people who condemn someone who's stepping out of the box and being trendsetters, which is usually frowned upon.
Yeah. And that's such an old idea of it too. I mean, I get frustrated sometimes that we try to seek out male cheerleaders all the time because the scholarship opportunities are, tremendous. Every year, spring semester, fall semester, I start getting, hey, do you have any cheerleaders that you can send our way? And these are people looking to give full ride scholarships to four-year universities like Harvard.
Wow.
And 50% of cheerleaders in college are actually male. And a lot of people, again, the stigma of male cheerleaders aren't okay. That's not how it works. And people
Absolutely.
look in the history of it. Male cheerleader, like I said before, was the very first cheerleader ever, and it's just because the man was looked at as a leader. So the leader brought out the crowd, he brought out the fun, kind of like how you do. Everybody gets excited whenever you're all being, you're a cheerleader yourself. That's how I see myself. I'm not just cheer coach Heather. I'm like a Bakersfield cheerleader, and that's how I feel my girls are too. They aren't just Bakersfield College cheerleaders, they are Bakersfield cheerleaders.
Well, Heather, I need my signature pom-pom. So the next broadcast I have, no matter what I'm doing, I will definitely get my pom-pom on because I'm one of the biggest BC cheerleaders from our history. From a standpoint, I'm a walking BC billboard. People see me on a Tuesday and like, hey, you working baseball today? No, I'm just wearing my jacket.
That's how I am too. Well, what my nickname is, right? It's Big Red, and it's Big Red for a reason.
Absolutely. Big red hair, so moving forward, you got some special surprises coming, and you want to tell the world on Bakersfield.com about your surprise that's coming?
Yes,
Ms.
I'm
Heather?
currently 5 months pregnant with my first, and we are having a boy, so hopefully it'll be a future Renegade cheerleader. We'll see.
Nice.
Or future football player, whatever it is he wants to do. But
Hey, he has a choice.
I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely scared, but my my students probably for the past 5 years have been, get pregnant, Coach Heather. I'm like, okay, well then you put this on me so you get to watch it.
Oh, wow. So you got a team of babysitters already.
Yes.
So one of the things I like to allude to is how we got here. 3 years ago, I remember tagging along with Mr. Mayor, my guy who helped put me in this seat, who's in Indonesia right now. And I remember you guys having to work certain events and me just tagging along and taking pictures and, seeing the development from your standpoint from then to now has been an amazing journey as well.
Thank you.
And I love being on the opposite side of the gym and seeing you walk in and take command of the girls and start getting things organized and presenting, getting kids involved in basketball and doing the things that we do at halftime with the halftime shows. I'm sitting up there like a proud uncle. Like, hey, that's my girl Heather. She's out there doing it. It's a great thing and great feeling to see you continue to develop as I try to develop. Because I remember vividly you being one of the first people to walk up and shake my hand when I came back to campus after retiring from coaching. So I appreciate that from that aspect. You always walk up, you make me feel so welcome. Even though, we all have our history at Bakersfield College, but you never know what you mean to the people until you interact with them. And every time I see you, you make me feel like $1 million.
Oh, thank you.
So I definitely appreciate your spirit, and you cheer me up. Ain't that something?
I appreciate that. I can only hope too that whatever kind of attitudes and feelings that I have in myself, I can just instill in my students, and they can carry on, because a smile can change somebody's day, or it could even change their entire life.
Well, Heather, you know, I'm an administrator of a girls' youth facility. I don't know if you knew that. And that's one of the things that I try to tell these young ladies. I got a house full of young ladies who walk around mad at the world and want to blame everyone else instead of being accountable for the things that they can improve. And I try to remind them that, hey, the negative energy that existed yesterday, you can leave that behind.
Absolutely.
With a smile. Like, as I smile, and I'll start smiling at them for nothing, and they're like, why are you smiling at me, Mr. Kenny? I'm like, because I'm trying to cheer you up. You
and
guys
they probably
are
get
walking
so
around.
annoyed with it, but realistically, every positive thought propels you in the right direction.
Absolutely. Smiles are contagious. And that's what you guys do for us as athletes, as people, and as you continue to transcend into the journey into the future. I just want to be a guy that's a fly on the wall and watch your successes. Because just like I said, when I see you walk into the gym, you can see the energy level raise from the people who are present, from the athletes who are there as well, and from the coaches who know they need your support when things aren't going right on the court. You know, and I can vividly remember times where we're stinking it up on the field as a player, and I turn around and tell one of my girls, hey, do that, go Big Red or something. Get them up off their feet. And now all of a sudden the crowd's into it and we make a play.
Yeah.
You know, and that energy is contagious. So, you know, as you continue to move forward, just know you don't have to think you're the only cheerleader. You have a big one right here as well. All right.
Well, thank you.
So let's talk about future. We got a couple minutes. What's up and coming for this next few weeks for BC Cheer?
So we do have cheer tryouts that are happening. It's an extensive week of tryouts. It's April 8th through the 12th.
Okay.
We're doing it on campus in the dance room. It says on our flyer, the BC Huddle, but if you know, the Huddle is now
Absolutely.
the cafeteria. So, but we have a very extensive week of tryouts. So they go through 3 days of clinics where they have to learn material. Fourth day, we actually do an interview process with an etiquette coach.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you can have all the moves in the entire world, but if you don't have the attitude to go along with it, putting the uniform on is going to be useless. You have to be the face of your college and your team when you're going to be on this team. So if you can't have the right attitude, it's not going to work. And then Friday, which is our final day, they go in front of a panel of judges. They show them all their material, and then we choose from there. We usually have anywhere from, I want to say the highest amount that we've had for tryouts were 75. And we have no
Nice.
number. I don't have a minimum. I can have 30, I could have 40, I could have 10. I'm just taking the best of the best. And it's a program that I want people to understand is not just a cheerleading program. This really is a program that is shaping these girls for our future. These are going to be the kids that are taking care of me and you one day. I've got girls that want to be doctors. I have girls that are seeking internships right now to better themselves as far as, oh, I think I want to do this. But they wouldn't have those opportunities come to them if they weren't on the cheer team. I have a girl right now who's going to be coming on next. She wants to be a firefighter. I had no idea.
Wow.
We just so happened to run an event a couple weeks ago with the Bakersfield Fire Department, and she got to do a ride along with them right afterwards, and it opened an opportunity for her. Those opportunities wouldn't have been open had she not tried out for the BC cheer team.
Well, if there's anything else, I would just want to say, you just gave me goosebumps, and now I think I want to be a cheerleader. 'Cause, I mean, like, all of these opportunities that stem from just stretching your comfort zone, getting out there and trying to make life better for people, you know, and that's what you guys do. So, Miss Heather, I commend you, you know, and I appreciate your spirit and everything that you do to make us feel better as athletes. And send me that flyer so I can share that for
Absolutely.
you, okay? All right?
Thank you
This
so
is Kenny
much.
Calvin and Heather Dawn Foss. I'm going to call her Dawn Foss. Heather Foss, head BC cheer coach. We'll be right back with two of her specialists, Carly Nelson and Jasmine Garcia, right after this.